right, man. I seen Detroit Pistons BadBoy.com. They wrote an article saying for the Pistons to make the next leap, they need to find a second superstar. They said they don't have a Pascal Siakam like the Pacers have. I think the Pistons are in a unique situation. Somebody can develop. I think the Pacers, Benedict Mathurin is a guy that can develop into a solid all-star for the Pacers. So, they're in a good position. I think that is the only other Pacer I think I see on the roster that can develop into a star. I think the Pistons kind of got a couple guys that can develop into, that star. I mean, a lot of people like to get impatient. Remember, the Clippers got impatient with SGA. They had SGA and, they traded him away, for Paul George. And look at him now. And one thing you notice about men, and this I say this all the time, this is why females are universally recognized as the better educators and the better teachers, and also nurturers and stuff. And that's in their DNA, the nurturing part, is because they have patience. Most men don't have patience, even when a lot of these men live life. Um, they live life. They don't have patience. The older guys, they just don't have the patience. Um, and they want instant. And you got to think about the industry too. The industry is instant. It's an instant. It's an instant industry. It's an instant industry. But I think people across the board, the owners, the front office, the coach, you got to have patience. And I think it's one thing the Pistons need to watch out for. You got to have patience with these, Ivy, with Ron Hollins, with Asar. You got to have patience. You done one of them motherfuckers off and they go somewhere and be a superstar, you're going to be sick. Have some patience. That's one thing that some of these dudes can take from women is get some patience. You ain't got to go, we got to go get this guy. Now, at some point, Siakam wasn't always Siakam. Kawhi wasn't always Kawhi. Paul George wasn't always Paul George. You know what I'm saying? People look, they look at guys, Steph Curry wasn't always Steph Curry. Now, we see the LeBrons, the Michael Jordans, Kevin Garnett wasn't always Kevin Garnett. AI hit the ground running, and, some certain guys hit the ground running. Kobe wasn't always Kobe. McGrady had to wait his turn. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these you guys want you to hit the ground running. It take time. I got this money, I got these women, I got family asking for stuff. So sometimes it just take a little bit of time, man. So I tell the Pistons, best thing to do is, make your decision right now. You got, three possible guys that can step up and be that guy. Whether it was Ivy, Hollins, or Thompson, you know what I'm saying? Either ride with them, or, you can move some of them for a star. But at some point, you got to remember that all these guys wasn't stars. That's what we can't. And a lot of these guys didn't start off as a star. So, but you going out there and you see, and I did the video talk about what Desmond Bane messed up the trade market. You see what Bane went for. You know what I'm saying? 4 first-round picks. They got Phoenix first-round pick next year. Most people believe Phoenix is gonna be horrible. That could be, top pick next year. I don't know who coming out. Oh, that brother from New York coming out next year. He's going to BYU. Got the highest NIL deal, just under $5 million. So, so they just shot the ticket up on the trade market. So if you're going out there, you're seeing guys that you want, and whoever that guy might be, it might be Pascal not Pascal. It might be Laurie Markkinen, might be Kevin Durant still, might be Zion Williamson, might be John Morant, LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, just throwing random names out there. So they ticket just went up. And that's no disrespect on Bang, he's a solid player. But if they can get that for Bang, they like, hold on, we got a deal for KD. Oh, we want more. You see what Bang just went for? Yep. So yeah, that's something that you kind of got to look for. So, but right now, of course they can use another guy. Of course, but you don't want to force it. You don't want to give up too much. And ideally, what would you want that guy at the, at the 4, at the 5, on the wing? Do you go out there and overpay for Devin Booker? You go out there and you get Lauri Markkanen. Is that good enough? You stay and develop the guys you got now. It's a lot of questions to be had. Come on. So, but do we agree that K needs some scoring help? Yeah, I think he needs some two-way help. Don't come in and just bring a guy who won't play no defense. Keep that thing going. That's what makes Siakam and the Pacers so special. Halliburton to stick you. No Diddy, no Harvey Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey. And Pascal to get out there and defend. So when your two best players, they get out there and defend, that sets the tone. K to get out there and get his hands dirty. Everybody in that Pistons starting lineup will defend. K, Hardaway, Tobias, Duran, Asar, all of them will get out there and defend. So you kind of want to keep that theme going. Whoever you bring in, they ain't got to be the greatest defender of the world, but they got to be a willing defender. That's one thing about Indiana. They two best players defend. Miles Turner defend. These guys they come out here with Neymar and McConnell. They defend. So, Rick Carlisle got them defending. One thing about the Thunder, they defend. Whether it's Lou Dort and SGA to try, give an effort. Shaq, Jalen Williams. So the Pistons kind of trending that way. They just need the next guy. And it's not like, it's Kobe and Shaq or, it's Steph and KD. I mean, look at the finals. It's SGA and Jalen Williams and Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. Just two really good, good stars that work well together and that defend. Emphasis on defense. So, and to be honest, Pascal ain't the greatest shooter either. So something to think about. But you got Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, to wherever I'm at in the comment section. The link tree. That's where I'm at, man. I appreciate y'all. Let me know in the comment section. Peace.